Hello and welcome to the Spinning Planet Internet Marketing Workshop. In today's workshop, we're going to look at website strategy for success, how to get found on Google, social networking for business, and bringing it all together in a marketing plan. So here's what each of those things are going to do. The first one is create sales pathways through your website that significantly increase sales and engagement. Now, this stuff isn't made up. When you talk about internet marketing, it's called web page optimization. So it's based on all the research since the internet started on what people respond to, such as calls to action, video, all that sort of thing. And they measure the results on what gets the most sales. And I've got a book and there's over 2,000 different variables, but what I show you in here is the ones that have worked the best for us. The next one is how to understand the most important information needed on your website to get found by Google, and how to test it. And then how to use Facebook and LinkedIn to get more customers, and then how to plan and measure your marketing to increase sales. You guys already know this, so I'm going to skip it. It's also on the handout I gave you. And now it's your turn. So let's start with Blake.
There you go.
Yep, sorry, where you go.
I'm Blake Curry, work for SmartPack, located here in Palmerston North. We're a packaging company. We supply a lot of packaging to the industrial sector, like bulk bags and sacks and things like that, fertilizer, stock feed.
Is that still essential? So
yes, it
yeah,
is.
so you're supplying, yeah.
Because we're supplying a lot of stock feed companies, there's some others, food related products.
Yeah.
So we have got we're lucky to have quite a lot of our customers still operating. So.
Oh, good.
So I've actually, if anything, I've got more busy since this COVID-19.
It's the same with me.
Yeah.
Same with me. Is in recessions. I've done research into this, like after the .com crash, and then 9/11. I did research into what companies thrive in recessions. Now, of course, it's supermarkets.
Yeah.
This is a really extreme case, of course, but in a normal recession, people don't go out, so they buy food from the supermarket. It used to be theaters, but of course, that's not the case in this recession or crisis. But web companies, of course, do really well because marketing costs a lot of money and web is really small compared to it. And Philippa.
I work for Global Stainless Limited, which is a engineering company based in Taranaki. I'm actually in Canterbury. I am let's say the ex of the owner of the company, and 4 of our boys work there, so they employ about 15 people, I think.
So you normally work remotely, eh?
Yes, I always work remotely.
Yeah. So we're already set up for this COVID-19 crisis. I thought I'd show you a photo of how I've set my office up. So here's my office. I've got this big screen TV, so if anybody comes around, I can show them one of my screens on that. And I've got a server rack here that has all the stuff that I need to do.
You can't see it, bro.
Oh, can't you?
You got to share that screen.
Oh, I've got to share that screen. Thank you for
Philippa,
that.
just funny, I actually was at the same one with you last time. I'm sure.
Really?
Oh, really?
One of your boys, anyway. If it was, were you with them or not?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, you were then. Yeah, that's one. That's funny. Must be both well timed to come back and refresh, right?
Yeah, totally.
Good.
And share.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm quite lucky because I've been working from home now for a couple of years, so I'm pretty set up. I've just set up free wireless from here too for my neighbours, so they can do online shopping and stuff like that.
Oh, they'll love you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find another neighbour with a decent internet connection so I can extend it. And I even got out into my shed this morning and grabbed a really large antenna that I'm going to put on the roof this afternoon.
Yeah.
Bryn, I just wanted to ask. So you obviously do a bit of music. What do you play?
I mostly play guitar now. So I started out on bass, and I actually ended up going to music school. but now I mostly just play for fun. So I, learn songs on guitar. I've been writing music for about 25 years.
Nice.
I've mates come around, like I had a friend staying with me who owned a cafe up in Auckland, and he's a muso too, and he's got his own little portable recording studio. So he came down here and we used my office as a little recording room and wrote some music. It was good fun.
Good stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Okay, let's do some work. Part 1, website strategy for success. You'll know all this. Okay, so you've got to think of your website like a storefront. So the first thing is in your storefront, you've got your windows, which show the products that you want to feature, and you do the same thing on your website. You show the things you want to feature, and there's the features there. And in this case, this is stainless bench tops. Of course, they're promoting kitchen bench tops. Then the next thing is you need to create a landing page, and that acts like a salesperson. So an example is I go into Rebel Sport and I'm looking for a really good pair of sneakers. A good salesperson will come up to me early and they'll say, hey, can I help you? And I'll go, yeah, I'm looking for some good sneakers for walking. And they'll say, here's some really good ones. They're really good because they'll last a lot longer than a cheaper brand. It's a good quality product and it's on sale. And I'll go, yep, that's awesome. I'll have that. And the same thing happens on your landing page. You use things that convince the customer to buy your product. And that might be, firstly, answering all their questions. So Google says that when somebody goes to a website, they've got at least 2 questions in their head that they want answered. So if you put in an FAQ really early, frequently asked questions, you answer those 2 questions really quickly, but then you've got 3 more options to add value and answer some other questions that they may not have thought about. Another reason this is really good is Google says when somebody's looking for a product or service, they're opening up tabs of your competitors. If your competitors aren't answering their questions really quickly, they're going to forget them and just carry on with your page. And then, of course, the last thing you do, like the shop assistant saying, would you like to buy these shoes, is you create a call to action button saying, get a quote, buy this product, and so on. And here it is all broken down into stages. Homepage has a target button. That's like your shop window. Step 2 is the landing page, has content such as frequently asked questions, features and benefits, testimonials if you want. And at the bottom, it has a call to action, and that gets the person to take the next step.
Actually, Bryn, we, after that webinar, no, it wasn't a webinar, your training session in 2016,
Yeah.
we actually implemented all the getter quotes on every single page. And if you
Good.
Yeah.
As you'll be surprised, because I've seen the stats, I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but something like having a call to action at the bottom of the page increases engagement. I think it's about 20%, just having a button there. So instead of them having to go and click contact, they can just click on that button, and it might even take them just to the contact page or fill out a form or have your 0800 number, Right. Okay, an example. So first we're going to show a website sales pathway in action and how it encourages customers to contact or buy from you. Then we're going to work with you to create your own pathway and information you'll need on your target page. So let me just do this. I might as well use stainless bench tops, even though their website's quite old now. Oh no, actually I'll use Spinning Planet because I've updated that. And I'll also show you the difference with my landing page. So I'll just share that. So new share Spinning Planet. Now, so here's web design. So here's that call to action on the home page, which is like your shop window. I go into there, and then it's got features and benefits. So what's the feature? The feature is ongoing website support, and then it has more information about it. What's another feature? business strategy focused website design, so on and so on. So they're really interested in that. That might be enough for them. They might just want to contact us there. So I've put a call to action button there. And then testimonials. So testimonials build trust. I think the stats are, and I might even have them in the workbook, I think it's something like if you've got a written testimonial, it's something like, again, 20% more likely somebody's going to contact you. But if you've got a video testimonial, it's like 30 or 40% more likely to contact you. Then we've got our frequently asked questions. Again, this is the questions that they've got in their head. Do we need to meet face to face? How long will it take? This is actually a really important one to customers. I should probably move that up a little bit. What content do I need to supply? When do I need to supply content? Will you host the website? This shows our process of creating the website and ongoing support. This is also really important too, actually putting the price on your website if you can. A lot of companies can't. But again, it shows that if you've got the price on your website and a customer is opening up tabs of other websites and they don't, it's way more likely they'll contact you. And to be transparent, we break it all down. And then again, a call to action button at the bottom. So I'll just switch us back to our presentation, which is that one. And now it's your turn. Answer the questions in your workbook relating to target market number 1. Now this is the 20% of clients that bring in 80% of income. You probably remember this from the workshop. It's called the 80-20 rule. And before I learned this rule, I was just targeting everybody. And at the time, the 20% of clients that brought in 80% of income were actually corporate clients for us. So we had Rapid Ratings in New York. They were bringing us in over $200,000 a year. But what we found with those clients is they were lots of work, and it was very expensive at our end to supply them service, because we'd have a fixed rate to do something, and if something goes wrong, then we'd have to spend heaps more time on it. So it wasn't actually that profitable. And after learning about the 80-20 rule, I pivoted Spinning Planet to target more small to medium-sized business, because we can easily create websites. There's not a lot of support needed because there's video tutorials and things like that, and it works out a lot better for us. So now it's your turn. Who would love to do business with you? And you'd already know this. And who would you usually be dealing with? Now, this is the person that makes the purchasing decision or recommends that they use your service. So it could be like a parts manager, or the actual manager of a shop, or a 2IC or something like that, because that's who you're actually targeting. You may not be targeting the owner of the business. You may be targeting somebody that does a lot of their research for them and that they rely upon. And then how much would they spend with you in 12 months? So the reason you do this is, once you identify your target markets, and normally a business actually only has around about 2 or 3. If you've got more than that, and you can for some businesses, but it's a lot harder to manage your marketing, then you've probably got too many, and you need to change the category of your target market. What's the next one? Oh, right. And then what do they value about your business, products and services? And what target button text would they click on your homepage? Who would like to give me some of their answers?
I will. Like, we've got the 2 different websites, one for the engineering industrial side and one for the artwork, which we produce fabulous sculptures for the likes of East Kapor in London, etc. The most clicked on button, I think, according to the Google Analytics, for the artworks is the gallery
Yeah.
and spheres, shiny spheres we do. For the industrial, I think it's domes and, just different, the domes and industrial spheres and domes, probably dome and dome end caps.
Now, if you looked at your accounts and
Yes.
sales that go through the business,
Yes.
do those match up with your 80-20 rule?
That I don't know.
Something you should check.
Yeah, I had, yeah.
I'll give you a good example. Is when I first started Spinning Planet, when I left New Zealand, I went to the UK, and this is when the internet was sort of first starting out. And I created this massive website for Spinning Planet, and I put online games on it, all these different features. And I was getting 10,000 visits a month, but I wasn't getting any clients. So lots of traffic doesn't equate to clients. And that's what got me first into learning about how does a website convert visitors into customers. And that's why it's really important. So an example is, you might have lots of people going to look at the domes and stuff just because they've seen them out in buildings and stuff, but they aren't actually purchasers, which is fine because it's still free marketing for you, but you need to identify a way that, you could target the target market, like artists that go, I want to create one of those in, let's say, Palmerston North.
Yeah.
I'm going to use Global Stainless.
Yeah, well, it's really taking off extremely well with the old CV sort of squashing it a bit. We've only had a few inquiries since the lockdown.
Yeah.
But we're not actually an essential business, but we've already supplied some stuff because one of the boys is living on site. So.
Good. And what about you, Blake?
It's on a farm. So,
yeah. So, what do you want me to talk about?
So who's your 80-20 client? Who would love to do business with you? Sorry, carry on.
People in the industrial sector, anyone really in the, stock feed, fertilizer, that sort of game, the type of person would be someone who has a good mix between management and actually operations on the ground.
Yeah.
So the type of people that sort of be like $5,000 to $200,000+ customers. They're all kind of got similarities there. A lot of them are pretty down to earth. All they want is to deal with decent bunch of guys that good communication, decent product, and fast.
Yeah, as I can see why you're going to be really busy in the COVID-19 space, because lots of companies really need that stuff and it's only ramping up. Now, when you go down to Global Stainless, the artworks thing is going to become less because now there's less disposable income for artworks, whereas the industrial side of things will probably ramp up heaps, and that's where you want to be spending your marketing time, because that's where I reckon all your money is going to be coming from.
Yeah, well, our long radius bins, we had a food drying company in Ashburton contact us last week urgently wanting some 6 and 4 inch long radius bins, which we supplied because we already had them in stock. But as we're not actually an essential company, we still did it. I mean, Lincoln's applying for it, so. And we also did some ventilator dome end caps for someone up north as well, something to do with ventilators, so.
Well, yeah, it's because you are supplying. That is essential. And I think, after this 4 weeks is over, because it's really hurting the country, the government is going to have to allow more businesses to work. And both of your businesses are really good examples where you can work safely. You don't have to interact one-on-one with a lot of people. So you're quite a safe business to sort of add to supermarkets and all that sort of thing.
Yes, we do make a lot of industrial stuff for food processing.
Yeah, which is essential.
For Fonterra, for all that sort of stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll skip down a bit. What would be the target button on your home page? Well, like for Blake, it might be something like industrial suppliers click here or something like that.
It's a bit of an interesting one. it's always been a bit of a struggle. People, when they're looking for something, are genuinely looking for something, and it would be the same for Global Stainless, quite specific. So it's
Yeah.
and what they actually would be searching for, like, because our products, it might be one product, but it gets called all sorts of different names. Just depends on whatever the person's terminology is for that product. So
Yeah.
it can be a bit difficult.
Are you reusing those names on your web pages?
Yes, where we can.
Yeah,
Especially the main ones. Obviously, you can jump online and see what people
that's right.
get searched.
Can you give us an example, Blake?
So, if we got a 1 ton bulk bag,
Yes.
people call them like a sling bag or a 1 ton sack or a bulk bag or an FIBC or there's all these different names that they could be called. So we include all the main ones that are correct names.
Yeah.
On there, but yeah, actual click button. Don't know. We don't really have a proper call to action, to be honest.
Well, I don't know, because as you were saying, there's so many different names for them. It would probably just be bags.
Yeah.
You know?
Just needs to be like what we want to get across is just that you've landed in the right company.
Yeah.
We supply your product. Just call us or contact us.
That's right. And that's why the first sentence on the website is the most important. Well, the first paragraph. Well, the first sentence and then the rest of the paragraph. The first sentence, now imagine you're opening up 3 tabs and you're scanning the first sentence of each website, and the customer has to know they're in the right place. So, Spinning Planet says we do web design and internet marketing. They go, cool, because I'm looking for a website. If we said, we started out, 25 years ago, blah, 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 a lot of websites do that. They start off with their about page, giving a history and stuff. That's not what the customer wants. The customer wants to know, am I in the right place first? Because if not, then they're going to stick to the other tab and look at your competitor that's put the right information there. Right, let's move along. Landing page intro. Write a short paragraph that clearly describes the product or service you want to supply to your target market. Right, so here's an example of the page that I showed you on Spinning Planet, where it starts off and it says, your website is an online marketing tool designed to enhance your business and make you money. So somebody's thinking about buying a website, that's important to them. And no matter what type of business you have, or our custom design websites help enrich your brand and boost sales. So they know we're creating websites, they know they're in the right place, and then hopefully they're going to carry on and go down and read the features and benefits, the frequently asked questions, testimonials, and get convinced to buy our service. So Google says that a person, when they go to a web page, if they're trying to buy a product or service, will actually normally make their decision within 30 seconds. That's why your landing page can't be too long, because they're just going to skim down at first. Now, if they skim down the page and they see features and benefits, FAQs, testimonials, videos, already in their head, they may have gone, well, compared to these other web companies, this one looks like it knows what it's doing. Oh, and it's also got 100% money back guarantee. Already in their head, they've made the decision. They can carry on going through the website and reading more detail, but in their head, they've already made the decision. And that's what the goal of the landing page is. It's designed to give them that information as quickly as possible so they can make that purchasing decision. So I'll let you think about that, because that's one you sort of need to work on and tweak a bit. So we'll move along. So go to page 5 of your workbook, and now we're going to do features and benefits. So what features of your product service are attractive to this client? So the first thing you do is you go through and list 5 features. So let's think of an imaginary business. Hairdresser. So what's a feature that we want from a hairdresser? I want a good price, though it's not the most important thing. I want styles for males. That's another important thing for me, because you know, a lot of hairdressers you go to mostly do women or something, and that's what they're focused on. What's the third thing I'd want in a haircut? I'd actually want it to be quite a nice place. Well, a friendly place at least. I have been to a few hairdressers where it's just a bit too way over the top, where you got multiple people, like a girl comes and washes your hair, they then move you to another chair. I don't really like that. What would be number 4 here? Speed's actually important. I don't want to stay there for too long, and I know that's just a male thing. And 5 would be added service. So when I had my office in Palmerston North, there was a hairdresser just across the road, and she was awesome. I'd go across there, she'd go, "Do you want a coffee or a beer?" And I'd go, "Well, actually, I'll have a beer." And she'd go, "Would you like some chocolate with that?" I'd go, "Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll have some chocolate." Of course, it wasn't a cheap haircut, but just the experience was worth it. It was more like going out than it was getting a haircut. So that added service that she supplied added to my experience. Now, I know that's totally different from your types of business, but now what I want you to do is go through, and remember, we're doing this for the landing page of your 2080 client, the 20% of clients that bring in 80% of your income, and list 5 features that are really important to them. So for Blake, one of them is going to be distribution and how quickly can they get the product. The other one's going to be, do you have the product that I want? Another one's going to be, do you have it in stock? Do you guarantee it? All those sort of things. For Global Stainless Industrial, again, it's going to be timelines. They're going to go, "Look, I really need this product fast because something's not working. And while it's not working, we're not making money." So that's the first feature that's really important to them, is you can say, "We can give you a quote within on the same day," or something.
Yeah.
So I'll let you think about those, because this used to be a day-long course, and I'm trying to compress it down into 2 hours, and then I'm going to compress it down into 1 hour. So I'll let you do those in your own time. But if you have any questions, you can just email me back or call me back, and I can help you out with anything you've got some queries about. Okay, so go to page 6. Who are 2 people businesses that can provide you with short testimonials for your landing page? Now, this is just for you. So when you start collating the content for your landing page, you're going to go, "Oh, I know I have to get at least 2 testimonials." And what that does is it adds trust to your website, landing page, and your business, so people feel more confident in contacting you. And again, all these things aren't made up. They're based on scientific research that says if you have these elements on your landing page, you will get more customers. And now we're going to frequently asked questions. They're a lot like features and benefits, and sometimes can repeat them. But the reason we do both of them is the way a man reads a page is different from the way a woman reads a page. So men just want to scan down the page, find out information as quickly as possible, whereas, I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women actually want to read more into it and get more information out of it and know more. So by having both features and benefits and frequently asked questions, you're covering both of those angles. So what you need to do is, what are 5 frequently asked questions your target market might ask? You know, we kind of said that in the FABs. For Blake, it's going to be, do you have the product I have? Yes, we have a large range of products. Click here to see the full range. With Philippa, it's going to be, how soon can you give me a quote? Today. Something like that. Any questions so far?
Not really.
Okay, we'll move on.
It's just, you know, we've implemented the testimonials and so many different things that we learnt back in 2016, and I think it's been really beneficial.
Oh, totally. And it's not only on your website, on your stationery, handouts, all that sort of thing. All this stuff really works. So like when we used to do trifold handouts and stuff like that, it was all this stuff, but in a printed form. And even when we did our TV ad and stuff like that, all of it mirrored it in the same way. Because this process is used by, you know, lots of companies. The corporates do it well, you know, as they call it, a psychographic profile, where they're identifying this person. So we're identifying this virtual person at the moment. Remember, it's the 20% of clients that bring in 80% of income. And what we're doing is we're identifying everything that they want on your website so they can be convinced to buy something. And at the end, you give them a name. So I might call this person Bob, who wants to go to the hairdresser. Bob's just gone through this hairdresser's website and gone, yep, that's what I want. Oh, what? I can have a beer as well. Okay, I'm going to book an appointment with this hairdresser. And you use that same psychographic profile, or we call it a perfect prospect, in your other marketing, and all your other marketing, and that ties all your other marketing together. It's the same message that goes out through your website, through your billboards, through your television, radio ads, and so on. And your landing page call to action, and it might just be call us or email us for a free quote. I put this red button in here because a red button like that is the most clicked button on the internet. I actually did it for a theatre in Palmerston North, and something like 72% of people clicked on it.
You mean because it's got the word act now on it?
And it looks like a big red button that looks like it's going to blow up the world, and everybody just wants to click it.
So we should have them on our website, should we?
You should have a nice big button, but I probably wouldn't use a world explosion button in a COVID-19 crisis.
No. No, you're right.
Something like you want to get rid of virus now, click this button.
Yeah.
We want to get rid of all the idiots in the world, click this button.
Yeah. If you want to be first in the queue in your online countdown order, click this button. Okay, so in your own time, you can follow the process we just completed, because that's just the first target market. Some companies may really only have one target market, but most don't. The next one we call bread and butter clients. So as an example, for Spinning Planet, you know, our average website is $5,000 to $10,000, but we have a lot of smaller clients where we don't have to spend so much time with them, like our web shop. We can roll out our web shop for under $1,000. They can be selling online, and we only have to spend 2 or 3 hours on it, and they're away and going. But what that means is we also get their monthly web hosting from them. So that's our bread and butter clients. Then you might also have a third target market, and this is where you can experiment with the website and even just test if those markets are happening. So an example might be you've noticed in your accounting system that you're getting a new type of client. With Blake, it might be, I don't know, a new type of distributor that doesn't normally buy through you. So what you do is you'd create a call to action button on your homepage that specifically targets that type of customer. And then you'd measure the response of, you know, the keywords getting found in your Google Analytics that go there, how many people are clicking on that call to action button and then following up with you. And you'll probably start increasing that market. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You can go and try a new emerging client and test out with them. But normally it's just 2. So
we find most of the inquiries we get off our website, a lot of them are quite small, but they're high margin customers, so they are like the bread and butter. and it's
Yeah.
good. It is good little stuff that comes through. A lot of it can be a bit annoying, but then we also need, in our industry, generally anyone who's requires packaging, they're going to know who the key players are, or we've possibly been in them anyway. But we still want the website there for that customer that we don't know about. That
Totally.
is, and he is looking for a good supplier. We need to have a really professional site.
Yeah, and what you find too is that bread and butter clients are really easy and quick, and the bigger clients take a lot longer. Decisions take longer to get made. You know, with some clients, I give them a quote at the beginning of the year, and because they work in a large organization where they come back to it, goes back and forth, they ask questions. I've had clients come back after 7 months and make a decision then. But that's a big client. And like I'm working on, so I've had some new contracts come through recently. And again, they're bigger websites. They'll take 3 months because there's lots of content. Again, there's sign off on different stages. Whereas our bread and butter client, like the $1,000 web shop clients, that's easily done in a week. And then it's that small income coming in and out all the time after that. So yeah, it's very much the same, like with us. Large clients are, you know, it's great because they spend lots of money, but they also take a lot longer in the sales process to complete. But you want them because that's where the big money comes in.
100%.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to stop for a break, but are there any questions?
I might actually have to take a 1 minute break.
Okay, no, you can.
Down for
I'll press
Down for a
pause.
wiki leak.
Yeah, I'm just going to press pause. Okay, so you can have a break if you want.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point because, you know, maybe people do need a break.
I just had coffee, and sometimes they go through you.
I know. I think I've already had like 3 coffees this morning. I saw one guy on YouTube who was using Zoom, and you know how you can put a background in behind you?
Yeah.
So he put a video background in behind his video, which showed his room, and it showed, so he's there talking, and then he walks through the door into the room and then quickly walks out again. Which, you know, people go, what? What's going on here? Okay, so let's start again. Resume share now. Okay, we're back. Our next thing. Now, I know both of you know a lot about this. So let's have a look at how we get found by Google. These stats are old. I'll find some new ones, but they're still really relevant. If not, the numbers are bigger. There's over 234 billion websites. You know, there's probably double that now, if not more. 74% of consumers use search engines to find local retail or services. That'll be more. Less than 30% of New Zealand businesses have websites. Yeah, still a lot don't, eh? I will try and find that. Because I know so many businesses that still don't have websites. They don't think they need them.
A lot of them are just, they operate on Facebook or something, okay?
Yeah, and a lot of businesses have moved to Facebook, but that's because they don't understand sales pathways through websites, because you can't create a sales pathway in Facebook.
No,
it's really difficult. Though, you know, as one of my clients, she makes clothing things like Batman underwear and stuff like that. And she sells a lot on Facebook, people wanting custom clothing, but she's also looking at her new e-commerce website to diversify her business, because she's buying things like fabric in bulk. Now she's going to use the website to sell those products to people who want to make their own stuff. And let's have a look at the next thing. And of course, Google looks a bit older there, but it's the same thing. We have our sponsored listings at the top of the page and down the right. In fact, a lot of the ones down the right have disappeared now. And then we have our organic listings below that. So our goal should always be to be at the top of the organic listings. Another thing that Google has introduced is like the Google 3-pack, where they show the 3 closest businesses in the area for the product or service that you're looking for. That's become really important from the marketing perspective. So now when we do internet marketing for our clients, we also make sure that they've got a Google business listing, and then we give them a link that they can share to their customers. So if their customer has a Gmail account, they can review the website. And once you get 5 reviews, the probability of you coming up in the Google 3-pack is really high. And it makes a huge difference on the amount of traffic you get to your website. It's almost as important as AdWords and all of SEO by itself. So
can you say more about the reviews?
Yeah, so it's is it still called Google Business Listings? It used to be called Google Business Listings. It might be called something else now. But you'll notice that when you're in Chrome and you do a search, in fact, I'll show you,
Okay.
because we've got a bit of time. So I'll just share my other screen here. And which one is that? It's that one there. Oh, no, actually, I'm not using Chrome there. I'll just start Chrome. Yeah, the web browser that you're seeing me use is actually a web browser called Brave, and it stops all of the tracking and stuff that Chrome and other web browsers do that share your content with all of the advertisers and stuff. Right, so I want that one there. Right, can you see my blue Spinning Planet page?
Yeah.
Okay, so if in here I type internet marketing Palmerston North, oh yeah, we're not in Palmerston North anymore. but you'll see.
What about Manawatu? Would that be better than putting Sandston in?
Let's give it a go. Yeah, see. So we're number 1 there.
Yeah.
Do you do AdWords, Bryn?
Yeah, I do, but the way that we do it, so Yellow Pages do AdWords, charge you about $500 a month, only spend about $250 to $300 on the AdWords, and the rest is their administration fee when it's a fully automated service. Mm. So what I do is I charge a one-off fee. Oh, what is it? I can't remember. Hold on, let me have a look. I charge a one-off fee, and what I do is I remote control your computer with you, set up the AdWords account, share it with me. I then create an AdWords campaign based on your SEO and what people are searching for.
I think you've done that for us. That was part of your deal when we usually...
It probably was, and then I leave you to do it. And it's normally what happens is you can, as I just show you how to turn it off and on, some people like you get more into it and actually start playing with it a bit more and measuring the results. But most of my customers, they turn it off and on. So a good example is Weekend Craft just down the road from me. Sometimes of the year, they're fully booked, you know, when people want outdoor furniture. So, you know, just coming into summer, and then in the winter, they're not going to get a lot of sales. But that's when they'll probably push their AdWords just to get some extra sales, and then they'll do a big push just before it comes into summer. So all those people ordering for the summer will buy. But yeah, if you go to Spinning Planet, go to services, additional website features, Then you'll find AdWords somewhere. Find AdWords. There it is. And it's $280. It's one-off cost. And then we normally say to the customer, allocate $100 a month. And then if it's working for you, you might want to increase that. But most of the time, $100 a month is fine. Now, there's a big difference between setting up AdWords by yourself and having it done properly where it mirrors your search engine optimization on the website. And the big difference is the cost. So if you're a hotel or motel, the cost per click can get up to like $14 a click. But if everything is matching up properly and you're already getting found in the organic results, and those organic results match your AdWords, then normally my clients' clicks cost under $2. Yeah. And, you know, that's way below the average. That's why they only need to pay $100 a month.
I think we paid $270.
Was that done by me?
Yeah, you did it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're up around 500 now, but we look after it. But we were talking about the other day, no, might be a bit less than that. No, it's around about that, 400 and something. It brings in about 550 clicks.
Wow. Are they the right clicks though?
Yeah, well, I went to, for a bit there, Google, you know, they ring you up and they whatever. The guy was been helpful, talked to him a few times. He got me into doing display ads.
Yeah.
A waste of time for me because ended up getting thousands of clicks at lower cost per click, but none of that was relevant traffic. So our engagement was dropping. So it's hard to know how many of those 550 are actually turned into clients because it's hard to know what to measure on our website. What's the...
I can do that. Is the way that I would do it, and this is a more advanced feature of AdWords, is I would create friendly URLs for like the first call to action button. So you'll say C2A1, which is on the home page, then the next page. And then the next page becomes C2A2. And what you can do in Google Analytics, in Google Analytics and AdWords, you can track the pathway through. So Google goes, I was found from Google, I went to this page, and then I submitted a contact form on the website, which completed that goal. And then you actually put a dollar amount on that.
That's the conversion.
Yeah. So you might say every contact I get from the website is worth $1,000 to me. And the way that you come up with that amount is you might get 10 contacts from the website a month. You only get one customer out of it that pays you $10,000. And that's why you can say every contact I get is worth $1,000.
Okay.
I could set up that pathway for you. You've just got to work out what you want to track. So do you want to track people coming from Google to just buying any type of bag? I probably would.
Yeah.
Which is a really simple pathway to ads. And then Google will create a report and tell you the amount that it's generating each month.
Yeah, I would like to have a discussion. AdWords is a big monkey that just
it's huge.
It's hard to know how much I'm winning out of it. Are we paying too much? Should we be paying more?
I think you're probably paying too much. It sounds too much.
I think probably, yeah.
For $280 spent on me and I create that sales pathway for you that measures the goal, you'll know exactly if it's working. See, because I reckon, and if you look at the location of where all those clicks from Google are coming from, are they all coming from New Zealand? Because isn't that your target market?
Yeah, I've included the islands at Fiji and stuff, and then up to Papua New Guinea and stuff. But that doesn't probably brought us anything. We haven't gone to Australia yet. Maybe down
again is you need to measure that and know which clients are converting. And I'll give you an example. Is one of my clients that did this workshop owned a lighting shop, and he was doing radio advertising on The Rock, something FM, but he was also doing the Christian radio station. I went, okay, so which of the radio stations is bringing you the most clients? And he went, I don't know. And I went, well, you need to find out, because you might be wasting your money on one of these other radio stations, just like you might be wasting your money on Fiji, you know? And he did that, and he went, nearly all my sales come from the Christian radio station. I went, okay, then lower your marketing budget, but increase and get rid of the other radio stations and only concentrate on the Christian radio station, because that's your target market. And it totally worked for him.
Yeah,
we're going to backtrack, go back to Google business listings. So these are really easy to create. So I'll show you where is it? Oh. Here we go. business.google.com. If you've got a Gmail, just log in there. See, I've got a lot of my, Global Stainless is in here, and it's verified, so you already have one. So as an example, if I search for Global Stainless, so I would have done your internet marketing.
Yeah.
And when you do it properly, well, of course, that's because we're searching for your name, but you take up this whole right panel of Google. And if you do it properly, like when Spinning Planet was in Palmerston North, if you searched for internet marketing Palmerston North, even though there's other companies that do it in Palmerston North, our business listing used to show up on the right-hand side of the page like this. And again, it's because of the keywords. You know, if I search for Spinning Planet Limited, you see, I've been cheeky and I've made my business name Spinning Planet Web Design and Internet Marketing, because those keywords show up in the business listing and they're also in our SEO. So when somebody's searching, when we were in Palmerston North, when somebody's searching for internet marketing, Palmerston North, Google goes, well, this company is really relevant. That was one of the ways you do it. Okay, so let's go back to our workshop.
So hang on, Bryn, how do I get
Yes.
the reviews from that? I mean, where can is that where the reviews are?
Oh, yes. So you've got 12 Google reviews. Hold on. I'll see if I've shared this with you. I see. Yeah, I know it's a bit cheeky, but also when I create the business listings for customers, I go and give them a 5-star review just to start off with.
Oh, nice.
And that gets things started.
Yeah.
I see, and there's my nephew. Oh, that's my one. We want yours. Hold on.
I got some mates to do mine too.
Yeah, it's as
I
soon as you
totally
get
forgot about
5.
the reviews. Yeah. So
Why is it showing it's Japan up in South Korea? What's that about? Besides,
Map Global Stainless Artworks. Edit your business information. Let's get back to that because I need to check the address in your listing because it shouldn't be showing that. It should be showing New Zealand.
Yeah.
But let's have a look. See, you've only got 3 reviews.
Okay.
So, and again, I see I've been cheeky twice. I did one as Spinning Planet and one as Bryn. And then Andy Ford 2 years ago gave you a review as well. But
Do
even
people actually write comments, or is it just a star rating?
it's a star rating and comments, but you don't have to write a comment.
So I just suggest to some of our clients that they might like to review our website.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just make a note of it. I'm just opening up my notepad here, and I'll go check Global Stainless business listing and send link. So what I'll do is I'll just check it. Your business listing has all the right information.
Yeah.
And then I'll also share it with your Gmail account so you can access it and edit it.
Yeah.
And then I'll also create a short URL that you can send out to customers to write reviews for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But yeah, super important. And if you go to Spinning Planet, and you'll see in my blogs, I've written a blog on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere in there.
I'll make a note to have a look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so let me change back to our workshop, which is there. Okay, so that's good because now I know this workshop, it actually needs a section on Google business listings now. So again, we were talking about what shows up on Google, sponsored listings and organic listings. That's organic results. This is where everybody looks and clicks. Of course, being at the top is the most important. And you'll show that Google now, because on the right-hand side, it's putting business listings and it's also putting sometimes shop stuff. That this area up here has actually become a lot more important. So in your organic results, we want to be right at the top. And even with your AdWords, if you mirror your organic SEO, search engine optimization, that should also bring you in here as well and cost you a lot less. Search engine optimization. SEO is the process of improving the visibility of a website in search engines, getting you into the organic results. We're now going to do some searches in Google and show you the important info that Google needs. We'll also show you our meta tag analyzer tool to identify if you have the right information on your website. After that, we'll take you through an exercise of creating your own website content that will help you find Google. Okay, what keyword phrases will people use? Now, this is what you do, but so let's just do a search for something and see what happens. So I'll go back to, where is it? No, not that one. That one. So let's do a search for web design. I don't really care who comes up. I just want to show you the important bits. See, so we can see that, you know, it's got all these other things coming up there, but down here in the organic results, see, that's an ad. See, we had to actually scroll below the fold to see an actual organic result because Google was, oh no, I'm in the wrong browser. This isn't Chrome. Sorry, got to switch to Chrome.
Why?
Because Google Chrome shows different things than Brave web browser does.
Oh, okay.
Which one's Google Chrome?
So over 90% of people use Google Chrome too.
That's right. Is it? No, it's DuckDuckGo. Is it that one? Let's have a look. It's the one with spinning planet on it. Okay, shit. Huh. Oh, there it is there. Funny. Right, so let's search for web design and you'll see the difference. So firstly, there's nothing in the right column. Huh, spinning planet did come up. Add. And here's our Google 3-pack. What? How did I just come up for web design? Maybe by not specifying the word Palmerston North. But let's look at our organic search results. Yeah, see, webdesign.co.nz is up there at the top. So the important bit is the title. They're using keywords like Auckland, branding, specialists in automotive web design, website rebuilds, content management systems, CMS. See, it's all keywords. So they're really targeting the keywords that people are searching. We look at the next one. I'll just say another problem with that though is that by just targeting keywords, you're not actually asking the person to do something when you can in this short description, which is about 22 words or less. And research has shown that if you ask people in that description, they're more likely to click your link. So not everybody clicks on the first link. That's actually not true. Actually, most people click on the third link because that's normally what they're looking for. And if we look at this, see how different it is. It's still using keywords like web design, web development. WebTech is a creative, full website design and web development agency based in Palmerston North, New Zealand. We offer full digital IT solutions. So that's an excellent description. Firstly, they're using the word Palmerston North, even though I didn't use that in my search phrase, because Google knows where I am. You know, it can either geolocate me by IP address, but because I'm also logged in, it has all my details and knows that I live in Sanson. That's why it's showing this result so close to the top. But they've got all the right keywords and they've got a really nice description that tells the customer who they are and what they do, which makes them more likely that they're going to contact them. And you'll see here too, you know, I just used web design. And even though I only use the word web design, Google's also highlighting web development because it knows that that phrase is the same as web design. So I'm going to change this search now and I'm going to go CMS at the end, which means content management system. And let's see what the results are. See how everything just changed? Because as soon as you put the word CMS in, firstly, lots of companies are advertising because they want to sell you their CMS. Then we've got how to choose one, website builder NZ. So any web designer can be added to this list of, so it's a directory. But again, you see just by changing one keyword, how the search results can drastically change. So you've got to have those keywords either in your title or your description or on your homepage or on a landing page or another content page. That's why they're important. Let's go back to our presentation and we'll see where we're at. And which one is it? I've got too many windows open. There it is. Okay, so what keywords, phrases would people use to find your product or service? Start by listing 5 keywords, phrases you want to get found by. I already know that you have these, so we're going to skip it just to save us some time. Go to page 10 of your web book, and I know you've got title and description. In fact, let's have a look at one of your titles and descriptions. So let's have a look at, I don't know, I'll just switch back to Chrome. And let's search for global stainless and see what happens. Yep, there's global stainless industrial, and it's your ad as well, so I won't click on that so you don't have to pay for it. And you're number 1 on Google for industrial, and you're number 3 for artworks. And see now see how the title up here has all the keywords in it?
Yeah.
Hand fabrication, all that sort of thing. Global artworks doesn't have any keywords in it. So that could be improved. Oh, that's because the first page that's coming up is a news page. Whereas this page, again, it still doesn't have keywords in it. So you can add some keywords in it if you want to get found more for artworks. But the description's good. Global Stainless, are specialist fabricators of high-end stainless steel balls, spheres, and sculptures designed by professional architects, sculptors, and artists. So that's a really clear description, has heaps of good keywords in it that you're going to get found for. Yeah, and the same up here, heaps of good keywords. Now that description there should also be the first sentence on your homepage.
Yeah,
you can then extrapolate on that, but and I haven't read this anywhere or seen it said anywhere else, But I've found that if that's your first sentence on the website and is also in your metadata, and you can also do this for landing pages and other pages, if the first sentence on the page matches the meta description, the probability of you coming up is significantly higher. And so that's why we do it on all of our websites, because it really does help with getting found by Google.
Yeah, that's not our, yeah. No, we've changed that from our homepage. That's not the first sentence on our homepage.
Ah, so they need to match up again.
Oh, okay. So how do
I'll show you actually. So what is the first sentence?
first sentence is Global Stainless are the world's leading platform in stainless steel artwork.
Let's just see if yeah, well, it would be that one because it's too long in the other one.
Yeah.
And let's see if I've got your login remembered on this Chrome browser. Yes.
Okay.
And this is an older version V107, but it should still work. And then let's find home. There it is there. And there's the description.
Oh, okay, going to change that.
Change that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there's the title. So all I'm going to do is copy that, put a dash in there, and add all those keywords in.
Okay.
This will make a huge difference on your website.
Oh, wow.
Because now when Google goes to your website, it won't show if I did a search now, but when Google goes to your website, probably in the next 48 hours, it's going to go, well, look, this title has all of these really important keywords. They totally match the description. Well, actually, they're not that close to the description. Let's just go back and have a look at that again. So what you'd want to do is you want to try and include these other keywords in your description down here.
Okay.
Hold on.
So like specializing in stainless steel spheres, sculptures.
Yeah.
So it'd be better. We've already explained that we do stainless steel artwork, so then we just need to say steel balls, spheres, and sculptures.
Yeah.
Actually, there's probably a sentence that's just a wee bit further down, the next paragraph we could probably use.
And we don't need stainless steel there. Sorry, well, what's that? Oh, you mean on the actual web page?
You've got spheres twice there.
I have to. Let's go back to the web page.
I mean, the second paragraph says we handcraft stainless steel balls, spheres, and sculptures.
Yeah, but it's got to be under 22 words or less, and I'll show you why. It might still work. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I wondered about the next paragraph down. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, now that
that
you know where it is,
yeah.
I'll get you to play with that. So let me just show you where it is again.
Okay.
So I'll just save it first. So you go back to the control panel here.
SP SEO.
Yeah, Spinning Planet SEO.
Yep.
And then you filter where it says new URL. You filter. Actually, I'll just show you what it looks like when you go in there. So it shows everything.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have to click next to find the page. Just type in home there, and it filters to only show home.
Yeah.
And then we click edit, and then you can update the title and the description. Now, Google stopped using page keywords years ago, but we still keep it in there because then you can compare all of them together. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you why that's important. So let's go, I'll just copy this one, Global Stainless Industrial, and let's go to Spinning Planet. And you would have played with this meta tag. How did I spell it? With a Z or an S? We'll soon find out. Nope. Oh.
Supposed to be analyzer, anal, A-N-A-L-Y-U-Z-R.
Yeah.
You still spelled it wrong. It's anal, A-N-A-L.
Oh, yeah. I'm terrible at this. Stop saying anal on my bloody internet marketing workshop. Might get banned.
Well, we're talking about spelling here.
Oh, why isn't that working? Hold on. I'll go over to my other browser. You won't see it because I know I'll be able to find it there. So if I go Spinning Planet. Yeah, I've been using Brave web browser for such a long time now.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I've got a better idea. If I go back to the presentation, it's got the link in it. Meta tag analyzer. That is right. Copy link address, and I'll just put that back to the right page. Yeah, and then we'll go back to our web browser. Here it is. Control all, paste. So I was just spelling something wrong. And let's copy this. Oh, see, I was quite tricky here as well. Well, sneaky. See how I made the friendly URL? I also added those keywords in it. So this must be fairly recent. I must have redone it. I think I did. Did I redo it at the end of last year? But I've only started recently doing this. So normally your friendly URL would just be home or services. But these were really important keywords for you: metal, spheres, tank, fabrication. So instead of your homepage just being homepage, I made it home-metal-spheres. Person doesn't care once they get there, but Google goes, wow, okay, your meta title has all those keywords in it. Your meta description has all those keywords in it. Your URL even has all those keywords in it. I'm going to show you, that's probably why you're showing it number one.
Yeah.
And if we go over here and we use the Spinning Planet SEO meta tag analyzer, oh, and the number is 085, what is that, 890. And we can see, again, as I said, don't worry about keywords, phrases, because Google doesn't use them anymore. But your title, when compared to the page, is 91%, which is excellent. The description is 86%. So if the description had more of the keywords that are actually on the page, it's actually probably the other way around, because you may have changed the first paragraph on the home page.
Oh, we're talking about the industrial here, but
yeah.
I think we're initially talking about the artwork.
Yeah, yes, we were. And you probably need to look at both of them.
Okay.
And go, okay, and then use this tool to make them both 100%.
Okay.
Industrial is still doing really well, also because it's got that added feature of the friendly URL having the keywords as well. But
the Google ad is related to industrial.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. But you see here that all you do is keep on tweaking those meta tag settings in the Spinning Planet SEO module. And for anybody else that's watching that doesn't have a Spinning Planet website, in most content management systems like Joomla and stuff, you'll have an SEO area where you can change meta title and meta description. So you can do this too. But what you want to do is get that up to 100%.
Yeah.
And that'll make a huge difference. Okay, so now that we've done that, we'll go back to our presentation. And yeah, so I showed you that the web page title should be around about 12 words or less, but the meta tag analyzer shows you if that's correct or not, and the description should be 22 words or less. And you'll see in this example down here, whoop, wrong button. When I was doing this one, I was targeting both Palmerston North and Wellington. So I updated our meta title, our meta description, and the first sentence on our homepage to have both those locations because we were also targeting Wellington at the time. See in the title, it's up there as well. And I've just told you what metadata is. Again, it's the most important thing for getting found with Google. Even though Google's artificially intelligent, and again, it uses over 2,000 different variables that they don't publish to decide whether you should be on page 1, the most important is your metadata and that it matches up with your web page content. If they don't match, you're just not going to show up. Oh, no, I'll actually correct that. Some websites I've seen have absolutely no metadata, but excellent content. And because they've already got, let's say, lots of traffic going to them, Google will show them up. But you're covering all your bets. That's the goal. Cover all your bets, and then you'll rank highly in Google search results.
Yeah.
And where does it go? And I showed you that, and then I showed you the meta tag analyzer. And then you submit it to Google. Now, Google's actually done this differently. So it's changed since I've done this. So you actually have to log in to your Google account and change it. What I'll do is when I update this tutorial, I'll add a section on how to do that, how you can get in and get Google to re-index you and stuff like that. But we'll skip this for the time being. So when I do update it, I'll send you a link as well on how you can update Google. Right, summary of what we just did. We created a button on our home page. We created a landing page with features and benefits, frequently asked questions and stuff. Then we at the bottom of that page, we created a call to action button such as get a quote. Then we went in and updated the metadata. We then submitted it to Google, and then with analytics, you would gauge your response. Or even if you're not using Google Analytics, well, you should be, but even if you're not using it, an easy way to tell if your website is getting found and people are contacting you is with every new client, you ask them how they heard about you. So, you know, in Spinning Planet, and we've been doing this for well over 10 years, every new client, we ask how they heard about us, and then we have a graph of all the different sales channels. About 50% of them come actually from referrals from other clients. About, at the moment, because our marketing has changed, we don't have to do much marketing at the moment, probably around about 30% comes from our monthly newsletter, and the other 20% would normally come from things like AdWords or like this workshop. So as an example, when I used to run this workshop face-to-face once a month, on average, we made $10,000 in sales from it each month. That's why it's free. But I'm not going to get any money off you because you're already my customers. Intermission. Do you want another break?
I'm fine.
Have you got any questions?
Don't think so.
Yeah.
There's only us three anyway, so you can ask any questions as you want. Normally when it's with a bigger group, I just try and race through it, but we've got quite a bit of time.
I really want to know how to use LinkedIn. I'm hoping you might talk about that.
I've actually stopped using it. Since Microsoft took it over, I'm actually not really interested in it anymore. And because Facebook has become so much more important. So when I first did this, Facebook was big, but it's not as big as it is now. And LinkedIn was way more important for business.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I haven't been into LinkedIn in a while, but it'll depend. So you use LinkedIn now because you use it the same way you use Facebook.
Well, I don't know how to, because I set LinkedIn up from my own personal profile.
Yes.
Because I didn't know any other way to set it up.
No, that's right.
And that's how Facebook operates. You have your own personal profile, then you can create a business page.
That's right.
But how do I get Global Stainless to like another company?
Oh, it's not Global Stainless that likes another company. It's an individual that likes
that's
another
what
company.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah. So do you still regularly log into LinkedIn?
Not very often. Me, I never do, no. I do for Global Stainless when we've got a news article or something to go up.
It used to be really important for us, and I'll give you an example, is we've been on Facebook for years and never got any clients out of it because it was the wrong target market. On LinkedIn, because you can write blogs in there, is once you get to a certain stage, and I've got some tutorials under my blog on how to use LinkedIn, is once you gain enough followers, because I've got about 2,500 followers on there, you can then start writing blogs, and those, of course, influence other businesses that do regularly log into it. But let's just see what I've got here. So why use social media? A decade ago, advertising consisted of buying access to audiences such as TV, 20K a month, nationwide newspaper, $10,000 a month. Whoa, COVID-19 has just killed both of those. Social media is about your business building its own audiences. This is probably more now. If you have 500 followers, your post can reach up to 5 million people, but that's only if they all liked it or shared it, which is not what happens, but it still reaches a lot more people. So an example is too, like what LinkedIn is good for is it's good for seeking employees, or reaching your suppliers and other people like that. So if you're posting something and let's say it's Blake and you just sold a bunch of bags to a new company, you go, hey, we just got such and such as a client. Go check out their LinkedIn page or their website over here. Now, of course, when you mention that in LinkedIn, anybody that's a staff member is probably going to see that post from your business listing in LinkedIn, and they're going to like it, which is going to build your LinkedIn network. Same thing happens in Facebook. When you post something in Facebook, when one of my friends likes it, their friends may see it and so on, and it goes out and you reach more people.
Okay. I'll have a look at the blog that you've done on it.
Yeah.
And that's under Spinning Planet, is it?
Yeah, it's just go to spinningplanet.co.nz. Up the top is blog, and I've got heaps of blogs in there that show you
and
how to make videos for your website with your smartphone.
I mean, I use a lot of the training tutorials anyway, refreshers. So.
Yeah, is the training tutorials are E107 specific, but the blog is actually more general marketing and promotion and stuff. The other good thing, especially about LinkedIn, is you become the expert. So let's say if you have a blog on your website or you've written a page that talks about something you specialize in. Again, I'll use Blake as an example. If you've got a specific type of bag for, let's say, I don't know, corn growers, you might write something about that and share that on LinkedIn, and then anybody that's a corn grower is going to go, well, you know, Blake seems to be the guy to talk to about bags and stuff because he knows that stuff. You can also provide support for customers. So a lot of my customers now, because we're friends on Facebook as well, and they've also liked Spinning Planet, they'll just contact me through Facebook instead.
What is Facebook is quite different to LinkedIn in that I reckon a lot of LinkedIn would be a lot more people would use their work email addresses,
Yes.
whereas it might be personal.
Yeah.
Really difficult to get the same followers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just ask a question about blogs?
Yes.
Is that a sort of standard thing to have on your website as a blog? But can you tell me a wee bit about it?
Well, blogs were really big, and I still do mine, but it doesn't actually get read that much.
Okay.
As they were really a good way for generating traffic to your website, and I suppose they still are, because do both you get my monthly newsletter?
Yeah, yeah, I enjoy it.
Because what you'll notice, even though I've taken out the titles, it's actually 3 E's. The first thing I post is entertainment. So it's
Yeah.
like a video of a cat doing Morse code. And people go, oh, that's cute. I might watch that in my lunch break. And the next one is education, which might be how to get more followers on LinkedIn. And you'll go, yeah, actually, I do want to get more followers on LinkedIn. I'll keep that in my inbox because I'll learn that later this week. And then the last one, so it's entertainment, educate, and then engage. And the last one is a promotion, such as come join our internet marketing workshop for free.
Yeah.
Of course, the cat doing Morse code is the one that gets all the clicks. But the reason the educate one is really good is I can then link it to a blog that I've already done. And what that does is it steers the customer away from their email client and to my website. They're interested in the article, so they'll read it, and then they'll go back through the website and they'll go, oh, I didn't know Spinning Planet does AdWords. Because presently we've got Yellow Pages doing it. Spinning Planet says here on the page that AdWords are ripoff. And you shouldn't be using them. So that's why a blog can be good. But a blog doesn't have to be a whole blog system, and we have got one. It can just be a page, and you don't have to link the page directly off your main website. In your content management system, just create a page. And, you know, with the friendly URL thing at the top, you can call it globalstainless.com/blog/find out more or something like that, and link the page specifically to it, just to try it out. But if you were going to go down the blog way, the reason you'd use our blog module is it does things like automatically creates a list of all the blogs, creates a thumbnail for them, shortens the text. You can then click in, go and read the blog properly and stuff like that. Takes a lot of time.
We use them. I don't think we actually probably don't get many people properly reading our blogs, but the reason we do it is because when we write a blog, it's genuinely about something pretty specific that some people will be interested in. But at the same time as we post a blog, we send an email to all our customers.
Nice.
That email is really short and sharp, and it's got a good, what's the word? Just people, we try and make it sort of fun that people want to read. And it'll always have a little bit in there about the blog. If they want to read the blog, they will read it. Otherwise, you'll actually mostly get the people replying, oh, how's it, Leon? I actually need some more bags. It's got nothing to do with what the email was about. But we find the blog is a good place. Just you've got something on your website.
Yeah.
And then pull little bits and pieces out of that one blog. So if you're doing a blog about might be multiple different types of spheres or whatever you do, you could do little posts on LinkedIn or Facebook just about that one little keyword. And
yeah.
Say, hey, blog here. And it's would Google really like that, wouldn't it?
It does. In fact, I'm thinking now I probably undersold blogs because another good factor of blogs is that when Google's indexing your website and it's following all your blog links, there's all these extra keywords that weren't on your website before that Google goes, hey, this is really important. And also when looking at the size of your website, you know, so I've done probably about 50 blogs. You're actually looking like a much bigger website with a lot more resources, which makes you more important to Google. Also the Facebook thing. So the reason I more do blogs is because the goal of social networking for a business shouldn't just be to, let's say, show a photo of you and a client. The goal should be to steer the company back to your website. So then if they go back to the homepage, they'll follow the sales process and become a customer. That's what the goal of social media is. It's also a little bit of branding and stuff like that, but most of the time it's to get them back to your website.
Yeah.
So lots of people post photos in their gallery on Facebook or let's say LinkedIn. But if you do it on your website and then go check out our latest photos, then they're going to go back to your website. Yeah. Then they've got your contact details, they've got the sales pathways, and the probability of them buying off you is far higher than in social media. So maybe you need a blog, but who's going to write the blog? Because, you know, I struggle to do one a month unless I've got something specific to talk about.
How many words do you limit it to usually?
Well, a blog doesn't have to be long, as most of my blogs are actually tutorials, and specifically I'll actually want to do a video tutorial because I'm building up Spinning Planet's YouTube channel. So I make about $50 to $100 a month off my YouTube channel, and I'll make video tutorials about everything. But when it's specific to web design, then I'll convert that video tutorial into a blog on my website. But a blog can also be like 1 or 2 short paragraphs that says, hey, this is an interesting post I read about the research of how artists are using stainless steel in their art. Go and check it out. And then it links off to somebody else's website. But on social media, you'd say, hey, I just wrote this blog about stainless, blah, 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 blah. So they go to your website first, or they could go off the other website, but they go to your website first. And whilst they're there, they'll go, wow, look at all this great stuff that Global Stainless does. Yeah. So again, it's just about getting back to you. But normally, and I read quite a few blogs too, and I hate the really long ones, unless they've got really good information. But normally one of my blogs is about 2 to 3 screens in size. And I'll use screen captures, and there's normally a video in there, and I'll link off to resources and stuff like that. So it becomes a really valuable resource for clients, but I also share that media through all my other media, like, you know, social media, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn.
I mean, should we have a Facebook page?
Yeah, you should. Oh, hold on. Yeah, now, normally I'd say no for Facebook, but now there are so many people on Facebook that, yeah, you'd put it on Facebook. You should have a Facebook page.
So, yeah, no, because the Lisson Gallery that sells a lot of Anish Kapoor's artwork, they're on Facebook. And
yeah, see, and if they've got lots of followers, and you know, and they like one of your links or they share you, then all of a sudden you've got all these people looking at your Facebook page, which is then going to drive them back to your website.
Your type of product would definitely be good on Facebook.
Definitely, it's the artwork side of thing.
You mean the artwork and rather than the industrial?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's sort of something fancy, isn't it?
I'd probably put both on there though. So is you can have, you know, both Facebook pages, and you can get like a free service where you can actually post to both of them at the same time. So normally what I do if I'm doing like Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts, stuff like that for clients, is I'll give them 12 months and I'll say, how many posts do you want? And they'll say, well, how many do you think I should have? And I'd go, well, you need at least 1 post a month to be relevant, but you should probably be doing 1 a week. But start off with 1 a month, and now you have to give me 12 things that I'm going to post about. And they go, right, talk about this, or can you do some research on that? And then I use scheduling software that posts the same post to both channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I schedule it for 12 months. They pay their fee, then I forget about it because it's automatically done each month. Then, because those posts are help generating more traffic to their social network page, they get more interested in it and they start interacting with it and posting photos and stuff like that. But no matter what, they know that they've still got one post that's going to go out every month.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're up to here. Okay, tick the ones that apply to you. Yeah, see, this is business to customer. I would probably change that now and say it's business to everybody.
Yeah.
And YouTube's really good. So like an example is, and this is why you should be using more videos on your website. If you've got a video at the top of the page, the stats show that when somebody goes to that page, more than 50% of the people will watch the video first. So that's a really good way to engage. Not only that, you can then share it in e-newsletters, you can share it on social media. That's why I do so much YouTube, because I can mix it with all my other marketing, and it's going to get a lot more conversion, well, sorry, a lot more interaction than it would if it was just a bit of text and a photo.
Oh, we've got screen fade.
You've got what? Sorry?
What do you call it? Screen, you know, we've got a rolling pictures on our screen all the time on the homepage.
Oh, yeah. Promo box.
Yeah.
No, it's like in some of the well, no, everyone's going to your gallery. Yeah, it's a different thing. Though, see, this would be great for your Facebook page. If you could get some of your clients to do some video of the installations.
Yeah, we've got.
And then have a videos page on your website, which is just a normal content page with YouTube videos embedded.
Yeah.
And you get your clients to just do it with their smartphones, you would get so much traffic.
We have got some seriously, just the latest one we've done, the beacon sculpture up in Auckland and Milford Reserve. We have got a photo of them installing it. It's so cool.
A video, you mean?
Yeah, a video of them installing
awesome. G+, you wouldn't be into that, but as it says here, it's IT engineers, academic markets. Twitter is picking up again. Lots of media use it, and still in New Zealand. But yeah, your first one should be Facebook, because it's the biggest in New Zealand.
What about Instagram? Would that?
Oh yeah, no, I should totally add that in there, because that's a younger market.
You could have an Instagram page on your website for Global Standards, would you? Or?
No.
Well, no, I can't remember the name of the software. Hold on. Multi-post software. Oh, because I'll put it in here, and I'll send you guys the link as well. So this software, but I can't remember the name of it, something like Owl or something. You can, for free, you can schedule or even just instantly post to 3 different social media networks. So as an example, for Global Stainless, you'd do Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Okay.
And, you know, so it's the same amount of work, but for 3 different social networks.
So Instagram, is that sort of like Facebook? I mean, I do have an account, and I follow a couple of my daughters-in-laws.
It's like Facebook, but it's where all the young people from Facebook migrated to.
Okay. It's way more image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you got, I'm just thinking for something like artist stuff.
Totally.
If you got some fancy pictures out there, the artists are all going to be on Instagram with their art.
Yeah.
You could suddenly
get
across the other side of the world connecting up. Hey.
Totally.
Yes,
we get inquiries from literally every country across the globe. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
The artwork website is really, inquiries have taken off.
Does Facebook own Instagram now?
Yeah, is it?
Oh, yes, there is a link. It's all owned by Google, is it not?
No. I think Facebook brought Instagram.
Because I know they can be directly linked now, that if you post one on one of them, it will come up in the other.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, I'll send you that link to that software once I remember what it is.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Again, this is old, and I may actually pull it out. LinkedIn is 277% more effective for lead generation. Well, Yeah, I'm going to have to find some new stats because I kind of doubt that now. What should I do first? Ensure your social media profiles are up to date and increase your reputation. So that's your reputation, but on the web.
Reputation.
It's called reputation. And if you click on these links, you'll see our LinkedIn profile and what we do. And I've written a blog on reputation as well that shows you how to improve your reputation online. And of course, you want to get as many friends, connections as you can. And all of these, so this actually goes to the blog to increase followers and create business pages that are separate from your personal social network accounts and start posting at least once a week. You don't have to do once a week, once a month to start with. The thing is once you start getting interaction, you'll start just interacting more on the social media page you've created, the business page, which will create more content. What should I post? Content that people want to see or engage with, such as blogs. So we were talking about that before, about linking to your blog from social media. You can do some offers. You probably wouldn't do offers. Again, my YouTube video tutorials, I do a lot of education. Always use images and videos because they get 30% more clicks. And craft your title and summary to encourage the user to click or engage. So, we talked about meta description and how it's more important to have a description that has all of those keywords. You can even ask somebody to do something in a description. That's also really important on the title, on the post that you're doing in social media. So a post that I recently did about the internet marketing workshop, just by adding a few extra words like get in fast, makes people go, oh, I better sign up before, or I might not be able to get on the course. Just doing things like that so people want to engage with it more. So here's some examples. Oh, what do you know? My internet marketing course. And so here's the thing that I was sharing. This would have been a blog. Oh no, it was the promotion on our website. Our internet marketing workshop has had interest from all over the country, but the price has scared off Palmerstonians, so we've decided to make it free again. Please like to share with your networks. And then it's got the actual summary of the page on the website. So here's the meta title. And here's the description. This could also be the first paragraph that Facebook would have grabbed. This workshop will teach you the secrets behind creating and marketing a successful business website. We think it's the best one-day internet marketing workshop in New Zealand. So you see all those phrases and all those keywords are convincing people that they should do the course. And what you want to be doing, so let's say Philippa with Global Stainless Artworks, is just saying, look at this incredible installation that we just did in Dubai that is blowing people away. And people are going to go, oh, wow, that looks amazing. That's going to encourage them to share it and click it and so forth. And that's what it would look like in a tablet view. And that's what it would look like on a mobile phone. Now, see, the photo is really important too. So I used photo of people because, actually, I'll just go back to a larger photo. Because when people see that, they go, look at all these other businesses doing that.
Yeah.
Wow, we should probably do that. They kind of look like me.
Yeah.
And it would be the same with you. With Blake, if you were doing a post about a recent client that you sold bags to, ask them, say, hey, would you mind taking a photo for me of your product in this bags and you standing beside it so I could post it on our social media page? And they'll go, yeah, because we'll be getting free advertising for it.
100%.
And create a social media post. And so you can do that in your own time. Okay, so what should I do after I post? Invite connections to follow your business page. So in your personal, let's say Facebook or LinkedIn account, you want to contact everybody and go, hey, can you like my business page? But that's also in the blog where I talk about that.
Okay.
Like or share your business post from your personal account. So as an example, Spinning Planet, the LinkedIn business page only has about, I think, it might only be 200 business followers, but Bryn Nielsen has about 2,500 links in LinkedIn with other businesses, because I've done so many workshops, and I also just contacted people and go, let's be friends. So when I like a Spinning Planet post, all those people will see that I liked it and will probably click through. And I do the same on Facebook as well. When Spinning Planet does a post, I'll also reshare that post as Bryn. I'll like it as one of my other projects or companies like Brinix and stuff like that, which from Facebook's perspective, now this post is instantly getting likes and shares. It's going to have more probability of showing up at the top of the stream of Facebook.
Yeah.
Share your LinkedIn post to Facebook to increase traffic. So you've done something on LinkedIn, share that post on LinkedIn to Facebook, and when they click through, it'll show it in LinkedIn, even if they're not logged in and don't have an account. That's a good way to drive more. If you find your target market is more in LinkedIn, and it could be, you would be wanting to drive the traffic from Facebook over to there. And here's the software I was talking about. See, I called it Owl, but it's actually called Hootsuite.
It's definitely in the same family.
Yes. And you can also promote your posts with paid advertising in Facebook. So as an example, Dr. Dave has a guy that's been doing his social media posts for ages, and he was spending heaps on it. And he came back to me and he said, can you give me a hand? I'm spending like $500 a month. And we're not really getting sort of the amount of followers and stuff we need. And I had a look at it, and what the guy was doing is he was using lots of hashtags and stuff, which is fine for things like Twitter and that, but it's not for Facebook. And also, remember when we did that search and it just showed all the keywords, that doesn't engage somebody. So when you're doing a post, if you say something like, if you say something like, this thing is really awesome, people are going to be more inclined to read on further and maybe click through. So that's why it's important to write good content and not just put all that stuff in it. And so if you are going to do paid advertising like in Facebook or LinkedIn, you want it to be nice, human readable stuff that encourages them to engage. And then when you're looking at target markets and stuff, Facebook's going to go, do you want more followers? Do you want more interactions? Do you want more, likes or something? You want more followers. An example is when I was releasing a product called Brinix, I spent $500 on Facebook advertising to get followers. I got something like 980 followers in a month, which means that every time I post on Brinix now on Facebook, up to 900 people are going to see it. So there's a far better cost effect analysis or whatever, by getting followers than it is by getting engagements and stuff like that. The goal is to get as many followers as possible, because once you've got at least sort of 500 followers, and they'll start liking and sharing, which will just grow your audience exponentially. So we did the same thing with Dr. Dave for the Healthy Bastards website. And I said, look, take out all of those hashtags, because he's got good content. He's got like videos. They've got their own video production suite. He flies around in a plane all the time. And I said, you know, I'm going to do just 3 posts for you. We're only going to target followers. We're going to use really good content. But each of those posts has a goal. One was to sell his book. One was to engage with females, to help their husbands get in to see the doctor. And I can't remember what the last one was, but just from those 3 posts, which didn't cost $500, I think we spent a maximum of $100. He got more followers than he was getting spending $500 a month. So that's the difference, you know, between doing paid advertising. Again, it's like doing AdWords and doing it properly and not doing it properly. You're going to be spending a lot more money if you don't know what you're doing than if you just do it properly. Okay, what is paid media? Blah, 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 blah. Facebook boosts. You would have seen those.
Yes,
Facebook is actually quite cheap. It's really cheap.
It is. It is. I do it for, I'm a real estate agent as well, which I do.
Yeah.
And I PA for an agent at our company. And I do her Facebook posts, and we boost them. But one of the other agents showed me how to go into the back of Facebook.
Yeah, into the ad manager.
Yeah. But then the lady I was working for went in and mucked it up and cost herself a whole lot of money.
LinkedIn costs more,
Okay.
but it's LinkedIn costs more. But if it's where your target market is, then you're willing to pay for that. Like, I mostly spend on Google Ads because it gets the best results. I'll mostly spend money on Facebook just to get followers, or if I specifically want engagement for a certain thing, I'll spend money there. But most of the time I'll spend the money on Google Ads because it just converts into customers more easily. Oh, and so here's the example of Brinix. Back in 2013, got over 900 followers for $500. And that's the campaign, and it showed everybody joining up. Oh, everybody following. Right, so now we're going to bring it all together. Okay, we're doing a little bit over time, but I actually know heaps of places where I can shorten this now. Right, example of one-page marketing plan. Successful sales and marketing can be very simple. Follow my process and you will increase sales. Example, I wonder if that's still there. Let me just have a look. Oh, good. Still there. You can't see it, but there's a whole page that explains this in detail. And then how do you measure your marketing success? I might actually show it to you soon, but I'll just read this. How do I measure my success? Ask each new client how they heard about you, internet, newspaper, etc., and write it down. After 3 months, calculate the value of new sales. For example, if you got 3 clients from your website in 3 months, who all spent $1,000 each, then your website tentatively generates $12,000 of sales a year. Hold on, for 3 clients from your website. Oh yeah, that's right, because it's only $1,000 a month. But you know, when we were doing that bit in the beginning where we were identifying the target market, and we said, how much would they spend with you in a year? If you do this from your marketing, you'll learn how much each of those target markets you're trying to reach, how much value they're actually worth to you. And the way I came up with thinking about it this way was I did the marketing company's 12-month marketing course. And in there, they did a section on cold calling, but they call it gold calling. And I went, you know, we're not really into that sort of thing. And I don't think it makes money anyway. And he went, well, think about it this way. If you hire one of your staff to make 10 calls a day and one of them becomes a client, how much is that worth to you? And I went, okay, so let's say it's a $10,000 website. And then he came back and he went, so each of those calls, because it was only 10 calls, is worth $1,000 to you in sales. And when he said that, it totally changed my mind about cold calling, though I don't do it. I don't have to anymore. But as you can see that when you think about it that way, you see where the value is. And the same thing can be applied here, is when you measure your website, or actually when you measure all your marketing and you start identifying it. So you go, right, over a space of 12 months, we generated $12,000 from the website. We generated $50,000 from social media. Then you know where your marketing dollar needs to go.
Yeah.
And until you measure that, you're wasting money.
You're right. Yeah. We've only just in the last probably 6 months, if I do follow-ups for Radcliffe, because he does most of our engineering quoting, Lincoln does all the overseas artwork, that we've only just in the last 6 months started asking people where they heard, a new client, where they heard about us, which is a bit of a shame, but I don't know whether Radcliffe...
It doesn't matter. I mean, like, because I didn't do it for years. I was in business for 10 years and didn't do anything like that.
Well, we do it all the time in real estate. We'd just see the property advertised first. So,
totally.
Yeah. And Trade Me's number one for that. So.
Yeah, it's real estate's gotten really good at the whole sales pathway from where did they come from.
And that's what they pride, marketing their thing.
And it's all tracked and it's all one complete system. I actually had a friend of mine contact me the other day about setting up a website, and I went, you guys have already got all that functionality built into your system. You just need to ask for support on how to set it up, and it's a way better system.
Yeah.
It's right from even the telephone call. Right, so there's the sales plan thing, and I think I've got some notes on it next. So you complete the following. How many clients would you like to get from your online media next month? So, whether you got YouTube, Facebook, it might be one. But if you say one, then you have to think, how can I get that one new client through social media? Doesn't matter if you get them or not, because your goal might change. Is what you might find is let's say you, Philippa, if you did global artworks and put up the photo, actually the goal wouldn't be to get a client. The goal would be to get more engagement that would drive more traffic back to your website and get people talking about you. So when they talk to somebody else that's an artist, that they would become a client, or that artist would follow your page. In fact, your goal might be just to get somebody to follow the page. The next question is, what online media will you use? Of course, you're going to use Facebook, maybe Instagram as well. When you look at the sales plan link in here, these are the different marketing channels. So first we've got online media, then we've got meetings. So at Spinning Planet, we used to have, how many was it? Me and the other salesperson, I think we had to have at least 4 meetings a month. Might have even been more. So we'd just schedule meetings, and it doesn't have to be a meeting to do sales. So I'd set up a budget so we could take our clients and prospective clients, just have lunch together, or even just a coffee somewhere, and just say, so we'd do an email marketing campaign to everybody and go, hey, look, we've got a budget for a free coffee. If you'd like to meet up for a coffee and just tell us what your business is up to and we'll tell you what ours is up to, just let us know and we'll shout the coffee. And people would do that, and we'd have meetings. Normally though, when people got that, they were actually thinking about doing business with us first, and then thought, well, let's just have a meeting first. So we got a lot of clients that way. And again, you'll measure it. How many clients did I get from it? What events can you attend? Well, none at the moment because we're in COVID-19, but we used to go to all the business after fives, the Chamber of Commerce business after fives, and any event like that. Can you run workshops? So you'll see that places like accountants and stuff, they've now started running workshops because it's a great way to meet prospective clients.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What offline media will you advertise in? So like I had set up this whole thing for measuring all of our marketing and had a budget for it. And we had a budget of 20,000 to spend on television advertising. And I didn't expect anything from it. And I was really surprised because I only showed from Wellington, I think it was Wellington up to Hamilton for a month. It showed on Monday nights on TVNZ News, and then it showed in most of the business programs. And we got around about $60,000 in contracts from it because those people had never seen us before. And, you know, there was companies like NZ Pork, who's still our client now. Of course, when they go out for a website, they have to get 3 quotes. So they got us to give a quote. And once we gave the quote, we said, would you like for us to, no, actually, we got the request for a quote and we said, actually, we're going to be down in Wellington tomorrow. And we were doing a workshop. Would you like us to come and see you? And they went, yep. And we got the contract that way. So again, you may not realize it, but maybe radio or even television, which will be getting a lot cheaper, could be a good offline media for you to advertise in. Offline media is also business cards, flyers, banners, car signage, airport signage. We used to have a sign at the airport. So you can think about those sorts of marketing too. But again, is when you look back at your 80-20 rule, that target market person that you may call Bob, you know, if Sharon was the hairdresser that I did the example for, of course, she's not going to be using television, but she would definitely be using social media because it's so cheap. Actually, before I go into this, I'm just going to show you that page of the sales plan. Oh, I thought I had it open. Oh, no, it's in a tab, I think. Yeah, so this explains my theory behind the sales plan. Oh, it is, it's in the blog. Okay, in this week's blog, oh, can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this week's blog, I'm going to show you my typical sales plans. Like many services-based businesses, we have peaks and troughs during the year, such as everybody wanting websites around Christmas. That still happens. And nobody does business in January because they're on holiday. And we can see the troughs there. But you look at all the different sales channels or marketing channels that you want to use. And I briefly showed those to you in the presentation. And you can even see my last quarter sales plan there, which I think it increased sales by like 30% or something. But here's some examples. So meetings are a form of marketing, going to events, but you break them down and you identify what you want to do. So here's the example: events. I want to attend at least 2 events a month, and I want 1 meeting or sign up to an internet marketing workshop for each event. You set goals for each marketing thing that you can measure. You won't do workshops. Online media. Okay, online media is our primary avenue for marketing because of its success and low cost, frequency continuous, so you're just going to keep on posting. We'd expect 2 clients a month from it. I don't actually do that anymore. It's now our primary because, it's now our primary is back to the e-newsletter. And that's just because I only really have to do it once a month. and acquisition. We'll get those clients. We want one from Google AdWords campaign for 3 months, one LinkedIn sponsored update per month, one blog per week. Oh, geez, we were doing a lot back then. One e-newsletter per month. Oh yeah, sorry. We want 2 clients out of doing all of this, which is actually really conservative because we'd get more than that. What was really interesting though is that, you know how I said the goal is either, or it was something like, what was it? Well, the last thing was to get them to do our internet marketing course. What we found is that our other marketing channels or sales channels, when the goal was to drive them to the internet marketing workshop, because look, I've just been speaking to you guys for 2 hours. When the goal was to drive them to the internet marketing workshop, by the end of it, they went, shit, I can't do this by myself.
Yeah.
I need to become a client of Spinning Planet because there's just so much to do. And Bob, who I talked to down the road about doing my website the other day, said nothing about this. We found that that was the most effective sales channel. So you can see how that works. But the same might be for you. In fact, I think for both of you, because you can't really do workshops and stuff, the most effective sales pathway for you is going to be doing things like social media and paid advertising to drive the traffic back to your website that then automatically converts the customer into a sale using the sales pathways. Because then you don't have to, like, all of this stuff here is a lot of work. Whereas you just set up those things nicely, well, properly, and you should get more customers and more contacts through it. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to the last page and just make sure that I finish this properly. Okay, so in conclusion, you've learned how to create a pathway through your website that encourages customers to contact or buy from you. You created the most important information needed on your website to get found by Google. You created a marketing plan that includes social media to increase sales. Oh, we're not going to take a photo, so we'll pull that out. I will send you a workshop assessment. Are there any final questions?
How am I supposed to remember everything? No.
That's why you've got a workshop.
No, and
You've been taking notes.
yeah, and I don't expect you to. I mean, like, especially when this was a day-long course, and that's why we had to cut it down heaps, is because people were mentally and physically drained by the end of it. And this is the short version, which has to be a lot shorter, because even after, you know, I've to reduce the amount of information. There's a lot of stuff I probably don't need to tell you and that I can cut out now because it's not that relevant. But even after 2 hours, that's quite grueling.
There's a lot in there.
But again, you know, if you've got any questions, you can just email or call me. So you've got nothing more to say about the workshop. So I'm just going to stop it for now, but then we can talk privately once I stop it. And is that just the stop video? Oh, stop recording. There we go. Do you want to stop cloud recording? If yes, you will receive an email. Okay, good.